Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. Flow yesterday, another outflow day, a huge outflow from Fidelity, but decent inflow into BlackRock, 143 million, but overall net outflow of $86 million. However, on the flip side, Ethereum still took in a whopping 332 million. That's like a whole week now where Ethereum inflow massively outperformed Bitcoin inflow. There's something there. There's something there. I think we can't ignore that. This is the first time in history. It's not just like one time. This is 5 days in a row. So, is this kicking off altcoin season? Possibly. But I kind of talked about this last night. Jim Cramer, who has been very wishy-washy about Bitcoin in general ever since 2017. He's on, he's off, he's on, he's off, on and off. Now, he's talking about how Bitcoin is a hedge against all the irresponsibility of our government and this debt that keeps on increasing, 38 trillion. He's worried. But, man, he has turned back to Bitcoin hardcore. He says Bitcoin is the hedge. Not stocks, not gold, not bonds, but Bitcoin. I know everyone loves and thinks inverse Cramer is always right, and normally it is. But I know this in this case he is right, because that's what I believe, and that's what all the Bitcoiners and the Bitcoin maxis, anyone that understands Bitcoin believes, that Bitcoin is a hedge. It's a hedge because it's different. It's not controlled by any entity. It has a set supply. You can't apply monetary policy to it. It's not controlled by anyone, any sovereign nation or entity. I mean, all the inherent things that make fiat or feds or central banks bad, Bitcoin doesn't have, right? So, good for Cramer. Good for Jim Cramer. Let's just hope inverse Cramer isn't right this time around. All right. And then you still have the usual, not usual, but yeah, you have some usual newcomers in this space. Semler Scientific purchased 175 Bitcoin, now has over 5,000. You have this new Japanese nail salon operator that just purchased 80 Bitcoin. They must be a huge nail salon operator. You got this other Satsuma Technology buys 100 million pounds of Bitcoin. I mean, you know, every day you have more buying, even though the ETFs have slowed down, but don't let that fool you. Okay? Because the whales, the large institutions, the big money, they're loading up. They're stacking regardless. Look at this, okay? Look at the red and then look at the blue. Blue is retail. The number of Bitcoin that retail investors have been going down since the beginning of the year. But look at the red, especially the last month. You got a lot of buying going on behind the scenes. These guys are loading up, and you can't tell me that all that buying is going to equate to nothing. No. This is the reason why we keep ticking higher and higher and higher, and volatility is so low now. So don't be fooled, okay? Don't be scared. Continue to do what you're doing. DCA and HODL. That's it. We are going to make a new high. We're right at the cusp. And according to Ali, next levels are 131, 144, and 157. So anyways, we are heading up. We're in that next leg up. We're going to end up somewhere between 130 and 150. And then we're going to hover there for a little bit. And then we will get ready for 200. End of this year. It's coming. It's coming. Now, what about altcoin season? So did ETFs start altcoin season? According to the CMC altcoin season index, I didn't know they had this, but according to this, no, we're not in altcoin season. Not yet. Although I argue the last week certainly feels like it, with the exception of yesterday. Yes, yesterday most came down, but it didn't wipe out the week of gains. And look at this. Look at top 100 performance over 90 days where Bitcoin is. And look at all the ones that have outperformed Bitcoin. And there are a lot. There are a lot of memes there. There's also a lot of L1s. And DeFi projects. And candidates for ETFs. There are a lot. Right? But we're not truly in altcoin season yet. We're not seeing everything explode. But more and more, it looks like we have started. And this is a really good thing because prior to last week, it seemed like we may not get altcoin season. But now that institutions are FOMOing in, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money coming into this space. But unfortunately, again, we're not really led by retail. We're led by institutions. Retail needs to step up. Retail needs to be not so scared and come in. Otherwise, retail is going to be driven out. That's honestly what's happening right now. Even institutions are loading up on ETH. Soon they're going to be loading up on Sol and XRP and Cardano and everyone else. Even Sui. Sui has their own ETFs. Right? We need retail to grow a pair, basically, and continue to hodl and DCA and not sell out anytime we have a little dip. Speaking of Sui, according to Grayscale, Grayscale, I believe, also has an application. According to Grayscale, when you compare Sui to all the other, not all the other, but like 4 other top L1s, it has the fastest theoretical TPS, and the cost is the lowest, and the finality time is the lowest. So from a technology standpoint, Sui is faster than Cardano, Tron, Sol, or ETH. It kind of makes sense because it's the newest kid in the block. Kind of makes sense. Also, they're available on Fireblocks, so they're trying, which is a big custodian for institutions, major firms, and they want to be part of the game, especially when the ETFs get approved.